My name is Oshifes Oluwadamilare. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon, Colum, Africa.
Good day! Please, like I've always clamored, please. I know you love what you're doing. Subscribe to my channel. Love it. I beg, like be on my channel. You get the best news. I love you guys. Like, comment, share. Some of you come to my inbox, my DM to comment. Yeah, it's good, but sometimes also comment on this social media. It helps my growth. Like, share. Share, please. It's very important you share. I love you guys. Hello, wonderful people. Now we are doing more rebranding. Very soon we'll be having merch and perks that you can get on the channel. But for now, you can give us super thanks, super messages. You can join or subscribe, which is great for us. And whatever you give us through YouTube is helping us to build more content. Now we are doing like 2-3 videos in a week. Sometimes we do 5. We can do more content for you. We can tell you more truth you need to know about F1 and what they hide from you guys. We can tell you the reality, the things we see, and be more concise with you. We can give you more videos like you want to see and you want to hear the truth. So you can go on the super thanks and click and see how you can donate to us, and you can also join. And some of the merch will be coming now. Some will be in form of tags or clicks in which you can add when you go to the comment section. But very soon we have some other merch that we can send to you, merchandise we can send to you to appreciate you for following us, and you would love it. So today, like I've always said, please follow my own boy. We will beg, even I beg, we go beg for you to sponsor and follow up with Philip Janos Ghana. I will tell you, I will beg. I will beg. See, I'm kneeling down. Please, let us support this young man, and I know you will never regret it. Thank you. So today, I'll be talking about 2 things: the effect of the cost cap on Red Bull, and also the way F1 were dishing out penalties this year, and who did they affect, and who are the teams that it didn't affect, or the drivers that it didn't affect. So let me first talk about the effect of the cost cap on Red Bull. Hey, you can say I laughed before I started talking about it, because we didn't see the effect of cost cap on Red Bull, and I'm telling you, certainly next year we won't see. There was a time Chris Horner was saying, it's because you didn't see it. They are feeling it. The teams are getting closer. Hello, who is getting closer? From about close to 2 seconds, now they are like 0.5 seconds from you. You said they are getting closer. They're not getting closer. You guys are still winning by big margins. Later, he now came, he said, we won't see the effect now, but we'll see it later. Wait, are we going to see the effect of the cost cap at the end of the season? When the season is over? Chris Horner is a joke, because the cost cap effect is totally out this year. Now, he might convince us or tell us, we will see it next year. Now, the car was well developed this year. With the way they break the cost cap, they were able to develop their car so well that it was so fast, and they didn't unleash the full potential of the car this year. They didn't really unleash the full potentials of the car. So they didn't develop all through the season. They only developed like twice or 3 times they brought upgrades. So they didn't develop much. Now, next year, they have much time in which they have saved to develop the car against next year. So how will we see it? And I'm very sure that we won't see the effect. Even if other teams make their cars faster or get their cars in close contention with Red Bull, that does not mean we are seeing the effect of cost cap. You guys need to know that. That does not mean you are seeing the effect of cost cap, because there is no effect of cost cap on Red Bull. It has no effect on them. It's just their domination. They are terribly dominating, and they are terribly winning, and they are making F1 look so dull this season to a lot of people. A lot of people have complained, and see, like I said in some of my earlier podcasts, I don't see the reason why F1 should cancel them or say, hey, they should sue them. No, they've done a terrific job. But what I'm saying is, the cost cap really have effect on Red Bull? No. Which means the FIA knows what they are doing. You penalizing Red Bull with simple penalties, not a grave penalty. Look at what they did in 2022. Racing Point, now Aston Martin. They said they copied Mercedes design, which was Mercedes 2019 design. They said they copied it. Red Bull reported, and Ferrari, but Red Bull was on top of it, because the Racing Point car was faster than their car, and they had over 100 points deduction, about 150 points deduction from Aston Martin's point. They stopped them from developing the car. Look at that. No, look at that. But now, when it was their own turn, they cut down their development, and which they've developed, told them to pay 7 million, and that is it. And we didn't see the effect. In which, for that, it is too grave. It is too grave a sin. They could have taken all their points in 2022. That gives Ferrari their first win, in which they deserve, because Ferrari didn't cheat. Other teams didn't cheat, but FIA didn't do that. They only pat them on the head and pat them on the back and say, hey, ride on. You are doing good. Evil is allowed, robbery is allowed, cheating is allowed. Cheating is allowed in F1, which is bad. Let me take that to Austin, US. The drivers didn't build the car. The drivers didn't set up the car. Now, they were punished grievously, disqualified in a race in which they could have been penalized with financial penalties. So FIA decided to punish them by disqualifying them. It's taking away their points, but they can pat the Red Bull on the head, pat them on the back and say, yeah, cheating is allowed. You guys can cheat. It just shows that the FIA knows what they are doing. I've always said it. FIA F1 knows what they are doing. It's good to side a team, to be part of a team like Red Bull, but the competition should not be as it is now. It should be just plain, simple, and great. But it's showing to everybody that FIA F1 is on the Red Bull side. And let me go to the way they've dished penalties out this year. It has shown this year that they've really punished other teams rather than punish Red Bull. Let me give you an example. Up until Austin this year, that was 3 races ago, Ferrari and Mercedes, which are the main contenders this season, their cars have been tested 5 times each, while the Red Bull and McLaren and some other cars, they've been tested twice. Now look at that. The FIA will come and tell you, oh, it's because of the data they are having. Okay, no problem. There are so many times that Red Bull and Max Verstappen could have gotten penalties this season, but they've not given them. Example, Singapore. Example, Japan. Even an example, Brazil. Yeah. But when it happens, FIA F1 is quickly fast to dish out penalties to some other teams without thinking about it. Let me give you an example of what happened in Singapore, and FIA came out and said, oh, it's because they are not prepared for the penalties, but in future, they will make sure they penalize drivers. Now, the same driver and some other drivers did it in Japan. They didn't penalize them, right? Now, when it got to Brazil, because Max Verstappen was not in the loop, other drivers were penalized. We are seeing all this. So it's like a one-sided FIA F1, which doesn't make sense. See, like I've always said, I love Max Verstappen. He's a great and terrific driver, but we don't have to just give him a championship on the platter of gold. Charles Leclerc is a beautiful driver. These guys are young. They need to compete. We need to give them an atmosphere. I do say, if Max Verstappen is put under pressure, we are going to see the real him. He's going to make mistakes. Why is FIA protecting him? Yeah, there's so many penalties he could have gotten this season, and it was not given those penalties. So FIA giving penalties this season, even last season and the past season, shows that they are just one-sided. There are hard races, there are hard racing, but in 2021, some penalties that were given to Lewis Hamilton could have been given to Max Verstappen when he made his own mistakes, when he did so many overdrives like in Brazil, in Monza, but there were no penalties to him. It's called hard racing. But when Charles Leclerc did the same, he was given penalty. But when he did the same to Charles Leclerc, it was hard racing. When he did the same to Ocon, it was hard racing. But when Ocon did the same to him, he was penalized. He fought Ocon in 2019. So I think this year, especially this year, FIA F1, they have been poor with penalties. The way they gave out penalties, because it has been one-sided, out of reach to a team, but to other teams, they deserve penalties, which I think is not the way to go. Every driver is a face for F1. Every driver is a champion for F1. So they should be respected and they should be given an opportunity to be themselves, to lead as a team and to lead F1 as they are as an individual and as a role model, in which FIA F1 have not done this. And I think next year they have a chance to show that they can do better next year. I think F1 needs to do better next year, not the way they did this year, especially on the issue of sprint races. I've talked about it and they are changing. But I think you disqualifying drivers or doing such during the cost cap, you said, oh, because you did not carve a certain penalties for cost cap, so you can't give it penalties. But there are no certain penalties for FP1 setup. It is only for FP3, FP1, FP2, FP3, not for FP1 setup. It has not been ratified, but you can use the same penalty for FP1, FP2, FP3 to judge FP1 alone. I think it's not done. So FIA needs to mark their own script, sit down and look at what they are doing so that they don't destroy this sport that we all love. They don't destroy this sport that a lot of people have invested their time, their money into. A lot of fans are in it. A lot of fans are leaving, all because of some of these discrepancies, some of these untrue things that they do in FIA. So I think they have a long way to go. They have a lot of truth to tell us. How is FIA going to tell us this truth? How are they going to bear it in their mind to show us that they know what they are doing? I think that is left to FIA to do. But this season, their penalties have been shambolic, especially during races and to drivers. And I think FIA can do more. And also, to recap, cost cap never and was never meant to affect Red Bull. It was only meant to make them stronger. And next year, they are coming stronger. And I hope other teams come with a very good car, like McLaren, Alpine, with so much investment, Mercedes, with so much to learn, and they have learned, except they want to give us another W13 3.0. But they told us they are bringing a very good W this time. So I hope they do that. And also, the Ferrari and also Aston Martin. So I think they should bring a very good car, which will give us very good racing next year. And I can't wait for that. But up until then, expect my video on ahead of Las Vegas race next week. And I can't wait to give you more videos on that. I love you guys. And like I said, we can give you videos every day. Interesting videos, educative videos, videos that tells you the truth of what is going down in F1 every day, but we are limited with finances. So I know you guys can support us. Subscribe, join. When you join, there are ways in which you can donate money to us. When you do our super thanks, there are ways in which you can do that also. I'm expecting you guys to do that. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. I love you. Bye. Chee.
Gibor gives you power. Gibor gives you control. Gibor gives you benefits. Are you an individual or business that uses fuel or gas? Use Gibor to find the best prices across all retail outlets in your city. For users and businesses that buy volumes, Gibor gives you access to credit. Gibor also gives you the ability to track your costs and monitor expenses per car or fleet. Need to improve your costs, enjoy incentives, or track expense? Gibor is the answer. Enjoy 5% discount on your first 5 purchases when you get your next fuel voucher from Gibor. Log on to www.gibor.co to enjoy this. Retail outlets wanted nationwide.
I have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Fibrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber optic, they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them, they get sorted out. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.